Hey my babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kimberly, also known as Mbali. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am about to review a foundation that has been around for a while but has been reformulated, as you can tell by the title of this video. Before we get into this video, if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure that you click the subscribe button down below and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me. I would really appreciate it if you guys can subscribe. You guys that have been subscribed in my absence, that are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining, and I really do appreciate you clicking the subscribe button. Okay, so now that is out the way, let's get straight into this video. So like I said, today I'm going to be reviewing a foundation, and the foundation I'm reviewing is the Maybelline Super Stay, which is now active wear. It says active wear over here, and it's up to 34 hour, or not 34 hour, it's up to 30-hour foundation. And it looks like this over here. If there's one thing Maybelline will do, Maybelline will give a cheating man a second chance and a third chance. I'm joking. But one thing Maybelline will do is they will reformulate a foundation. You hardly see any new launches from Maybelline. It takes a while for them to launch. For example, I was thinking ColourPop now, but that's not in South Africa. For example, you would get some makeup brands that are constantly coming out with new things. But one thing that Maybelline does is you don't see a lot of launches coming out frequently for Maybelline, but they do have reformulating foundations that they already have. This is the third form, or at least the third form that I know of this foundation. The first that it came out with was also the Maybelline Super Stay, and that was actually one of the first foundations that I used, like probably back in 2014. It was a Super Stay, but it was an up to 24-hour wear. It was full coverage. It was a really lovely foundation. It's a foundation that I started out with, so I really loved it. I didn't know much about makeup, but I really liked it. And then about 2 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, Maybelline came out with a different version, and it was in this kind of packaging, this kind of like square packaging, because the packaging before that had like a clear cap, but then the white and the whole square situation came to life, and that was up to 25-hour wears. I would guess that it went from 24 hours to 25 hours, and now we have the 30-hour. Before we get into the foundation shades and everything, I just want to go into the Maybelline website and kind of see what the claims are regarding this foundation in particular. So I'm going onto the website, and I see Super Stay 30-hour active wear foundation, and of course you have the different shades, and I think they are available in 23 shades from what I see over here. Okay, so it says combat the clock for a 30-hour performance with active long wear lasting foundations, which feels light as air, transfer resistant, water resistant, and all of that. So we'll see if that's true. The benefits, it's transfer resistant, water resistant, sweat resistant. When it comes to high pigmentation foundation with a weightless natural finish, this comfortable matte foundation goes above and beyond to transform the look of your skin. But yeah, that's basically about the foundation and what I see on the websites. Now, getting into the shades, like I mentioned, I've had the previous versions, the two previous versions that Maybelline had on this particular foundation, and I know in the beginning I was a shade 64, which is Cheatnut. When they launched the second one, which is the previous version to this one, I could not find a shade. So the shades that were available, they had shade 60 for us in South Africa, and then they went and they jumped to shade 66. But I was really happy when I saw that when this variation came out, that they came out with exactly my shade, which is the shade 64, or really not complaining. I am going in with my primer that I usually use, and that is my Milk Hydro Glow primer. I want to keep everything in today's video as normal as possible. Like, I just pop my hair back. So yeah, I want to stick to my routine and to everything that I usually do when I am applying foundation. I didn't read the back of the foundation, but the back actually does say nothing about SPF, so do make sure that you wear your SPF underneath this. Which, I mean, I'm probably preaching to the choir because everyone knows that you need to put on SPF shower. So I am gonna go in with a foundation brush. This is foundation brush by Revlon that I got in PR. They don't have the sets, but the brushes in this range are amazing. So I'm gonna go in with the foundation, and I'm gonna pump it onto my hand. I usually do that. I barely go in with foundation straight onto my face. I can tell already in terms of the difference between this foundation and the one that the previous formulation that they had. It is way runnier. It's not as thick. The previous one was very thick. And look, this is just from me holding up my arm. I'm gonna go in and tap my foundation just a bit on my foundation, about this much. And I'm just gonna try and check the coverage. I usually check in this area over here. And I'm tapping it. It feels lightweight. It's definitely lightweight. The match is not too bad. I can just tell. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera. I can just tell it's a little bit too warm for me, or for my face. I'm literally trying to remember my experience with the previous formulation, and I'd say that it's not as full coverage as the previous formulation. Could be the fact that it's lightweight, I don't know, but it really is lightweight. It feels light on the skin. It's definitely that. This foundation feels like nothing on my skin. Okay, so that's how we're looking currently with like one layer of the foundation. I didn't color correct, so you can still kind of see my hyperpigmentation peeking through over here on the sides of my face. And then when I look closely, I do see like my freckles and things still peeking through. That's with one layer. I do think that you can probably build it up. I'm going to try and build it up right now. I went in with another layer and it literally feels like nothing on the skin. I do like the finish. I really do like the finish. I'm getting that soft matte type of finish. It's still drying down in this area. This foundation dries down really fast. I noticed that. Coverage, I wouldn't call it full coverage. The previous one I would call full coverage. This one I would say medium to full coverage. And I would say it is buildable. Yeah, it is quite buildable. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Let me just finish off the rest of my face and I'll come back with my final thoughts. Hey guys, we're back and I have completed my face. I really did notice that as I was doing my face, it was drying down. It was really drying down. It is definitely mattifying. I would say wear a hydrating foundation or hydrating primer underneath the foundation, because it is quite drying. It's not drying to the skin to the point where it really dries you out, but I could feel kind of, it was feeling a little bit uncomfortable around my face as it was drying up. But I know why it was doing that, because I realized that one of the claims is that it is transfer proof, and I tested it. I didn't test it with everything on in my face right now, but I tested it when I just had the foundation on and everything kind of dried down. I could feel that. I actually touched my face and I saw it didn't like really transfer much. So it definitely is transfer proof, and I would say that this is mask friendly. I like the finish. It does feel lightweight. Like I said, it does really feel lightweight. Doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. I went in with like 2 layers. It didn't feel heavy at all. When it dries down, it stays. It literally is super stay. It dries down and it stays. I would say rather not spread the foundation on your entire face before you blend it out, but rather take it piece by piece and blend it as you go along. Just for the last bit, what I want to do, I want to test the transfer proof claim again, and for that I have this piece of roller towel with me, and I'm just gonna blot the roller towel on my... I was not expecting that. It's literally transfer proof, literally. Okay, cool. I get a bit of a tiny bit of foundation basically, and I think it's the area that where I didn't set the foundation, so I would say set it. But this is what I am getting. That is so impressive. What are the odds? Anyway, as you guys can see, definitely transfer proof. It is full coverage, but like I said, I would find it more medium to full coverage, but it is buildable. It dries down really nicely. I am in the shade 64, and that is Cheatnut. It's a tad bit warm for me, but as you can see, it kind of just goes in right nicely once everything is set. If you guys really want to go get the foundation, I would encourage you to get it. It is a great foundation. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into my video. I hope you really did like this. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you guys do have any other questions, if you want any other upcoming reviews about foundations that are new on the market, or if you would like me to, you know, jot down like the top 5 drugstore foundations for you guys, please make sure that you comment that in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to record that video, because kind of is what I like to do. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light to you, and videos. Bye.